I'm having thoughts. I'm having thoughts for religious people. So, if you are a religious person and you have resources, I don't care what faith, please feel free to share. So, essentially, this is my question. The world, the earth, its many inhabitants, its many creatures, are manifested now. It's experienceable now. You could call it creation. You could call it evolution. There's a bug flying around me. It's happening. So, because that's the case, because we're a part of this experience, and it seems so consistent and so spectacularly diverse, full of all the boundaries and blessings and stories and everything, I'm comfortable accepting that there's a authority that is making it possible, right? An authority. Natural laws, some sort of life force, God. I don't think that anybody necessarily has any sort of qualms with that, except some people would call the entire realm that we're a part of an illusion, a trick of the eye, a prison, a school. You know, you have Jesus saying things like the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You have people saying that this is the realm of Mara, or Satan has dominion here. There's so many different stories and ideas and conceptions about it. So many. So, this realm that we're a part of, that we're experiencing, if it is, all awash, right? No, there's really no eternal damnation for like an individual soul, or there is. Either way, doesn't it make sense to try and be kind and try and make something positive out of the experience as much as we can? Like, doesn't that make more sense? So whether or not you're super religious or you're a scientist, can't we just agree that we should be kind and respectful and responsible? Because while maybe it's true that our individual souls do carry on, I don't think being kind and responsible and a good steward is going to be a problem, right? Like, even if you believe, we're sinners and we're fallen and there's nothing that we can do, well, but like, okay, so let's say that that's true. You accept Jesus, or you pray 5 times a day, or in some places, they still sacrifice animals. Like, all I'm saying is, it doesn't seem like we should be arguing at all about doing good things, about being kind, about trying to improve our health, about trying to be kinder to the environment, protecting species. I understand that I'm extremist, and I don't try to kill other animals because like they're also here. Like, why would I do that? They're trying to live. I get it, they're not as intelligent, but I just don't. I understand that people like the taste of meat. I understand that people like doing things that are violent and aggressive and cruel, but I still just feel like we should be moving away from that. That's how I feel. And I'm not trying to attack people. I'm not trying to say like you're like the boundaries that I see, we come into existence and we're here for a short while, and it's not easy. At least my perception is there's challenging, undesirable things, and I, for the record, have been given a great deal of privileges, right? Like, my parents had enough money to get us food consistently, supervision consistently as children. I was given an education. which allowed me to learn the customs of various peoples so I can navigate the world. I was given strong moral training, even spanking. I know that that's controversial by family, in order to make sure that I was complicit and following certain boundaries. Like, I get it. It's a tricky, I guess, complicated, interconnected sort of an experience. So hopefully in that understanding, right? In that understanding of the complicated nature of existence and the challenging nature of existence, we can come together really, despite whether you believe that you're a sinner and you're worthless and the only reason that you can do anything is because of Jesus, whether you think it is all an illusion, that's a trap from some sort of deity or some sort of school. Like, I'm really getting to a place of like, well, what choice do I have? What choice do I have? Since I'm not particularly drawn to just believe something that I can't experience. I guess I'm very matter bound, very sense bound, so trapped by the senses, right? Taste, smell, touch, sight. That seems to be how I can interface with you. Obviously in dreams, it's a little different, and thoughts, another sense door, if you will, a portal through which things come in. That's, not as tangible, but it still feels just as real. Like the manifestation of my thoughts coming into my mind, it is reliable and consistent as me opening my eyes and seeing color. Like, my brain thinks and labels things in language. It is happening. And if someone tries to tell me that that's not happening, I'd be like, you're nonsensical. So, how is it that we can navigate better? How is it that we can move in the direction of harmony more consistently, irrespective of boundaries? Not telling people that they shouldn't or shouldn't believe things, but also, like, what happens when we disagree? Like, factory farming, torturing animals, to me, is something that I'm just like, ugh, not a fan. Whereas other people are like, they're just dumb birds that we raise to kill and eat. Or I choose to try and reduce the amount of plastic that I'm buying when I go to the store, just if possible. So what does that look like? Well, I have the choice of organic spinach in a plastic container, or a thing of spinach that's not organic and not in plastic. And I'm like, well, I would prefer to buy organic, but I would also prefer to reduce plastic. Which one's worse? Can my body handle a few pesticides more than the ocean can handle plastic? Like, I'm trying to weigh it in an almost totally balanced way, and of course there's a lot of details, and it does. Like, the universe kills all of us, and yet people are like breeding more children intentionally. They're like, oh, let's have more kids. Let's thrust them into this experience that has all of the highs and the lows, all of the good and the bad. And I'm kind of like, why? What? What is it that humans are doing that's so marvelous? Everything falls within the boundaries of these rules, this galaxy. Like, the escape seems impossible. Like, I am a product of this creation, this evolution, this God's. I'm but a small piece of it. And as I look around, there are things that are absolutely lovely. And I think that if we were more careful and more responsible and more aware and more learned and more compassionate, things could get easier. But it seems to me that all of the scientists and all of the schooling are suggesting that human beings are very slowly, by our perception of time, but not in the grander, wider, zoomed out time, making a massive terraforming change to the planet. We're consuming energy in the form of electricity, fossil fuels, and we're doing that all to have a better, more comfortable experience, to be more pleasured, to be more satisfied moment to moment. And I'm not attacking humans' tendencies here. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're bad for doing that. Any animal that gets thrust into this experience is likely to do the same. We just happened, I guess, to be the ones who got consciousness, either because that's how it was ordained by God. Maybe we ate a bunch of mushrooms and started glitching and mutating. To me, it's tomato. Tomato. Like right now, there's a part of me that is like, what the fuck am I doing anything for? Why am I even sharing this? Why would anyone listen to this? It's not like I'm prescribing, oh, this is what we should do. The path is very unclear. It's very unclear. I know that I'm going to go to the Bastille. I'm going to go to the community that supports me the most, that supports the environment the most. There's a sense of wanting that and trying to ask for that. So in the Bible it says, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be open to you. I ask to be brought to paradise. I seek paradise. I knock now on the door, the metaphoric door of paradise. At least I'm trying to. But in paradise, is there really death? In my paradise, is it the same as yours? Is the taste of meat with sauce paradise for you? Is that your version of delicious paradise? It is. One of my closest friends in the world loves eating chicken, fried chicken. I think that she truly does love it. It truly does taste delicious. I remember the taste of Charlie's chicken. I think it's amazing. An excellent taste. It is. And I do think the bird is so much dumber than me. So much crueler too. Like, birds are so mean. Like, they're not nice. I have not found them to be nice. Now, there's probably some chickens that are a lot more friendly and are loving. I've actually read and experienced accounts via social media of a friend who has pet chickens who are very sweet. I understand that I'm presenting not an answer. I'm just presenting complicated sides, but I think I look pretty good as a vegetarian. I admit that I'm not maybe exercising as much as I should, because there's a lack of, like, there's a nihilistic sort of deflated sense. Plus, like, I'm in a family that doesn't think I'm trustworthy to be around their kids, because probably the gay thing, probably because of the lack of spiritual principle. But, like, there was a moth in the staircase trying to fly out the window, and I very carefully, over a couple minutes, captured it and released it. Maybe 2 minutes, a minute or two. I didn't have to do that. And I might have released it outside, and a bird might have just eaten it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like... I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm presenting such a undifferentiated, like, there are preferences, but it's like the world is cruel and harsh. This one is. It's not to my liking, but I am of it, a product of something that designed it this. And I don't want to be disrespectful to the powers that made this so. I don't think that that's wise. But I think protesting and being vocal about my dissatisfaction and my preferences and the sort of anger and the sadness and the pain and the bitterness, I also don't think that that's unfair. I think that in the Bible there's a story about Job, which is this guy that in the story, he basically just goes through a lot of uncomfortable things. He's not killed or anything, but he goes through a lot, but he doesn't necessarily disparage And we read that as admirable. That's one take. But another take is that it's sort of like sadistic, masochistic. I don't know. I hope that me sharing these thoughts doesn't cause problems. I just want to have my needs met consistently, and I'm trying to give back to society, but a lot of the industries just sort of seem destructive. So I'm sort of going, okay, what's not destructive? What is the least destructive? So I'm contemplating going and serving at a meditation center long term. But the thing is, the rules that are prescribed there are very limiting. Like, I'm not allowed to have sexual contact, which is one of the more pleasant things that you can have. Massage and touch and sexual contact. Like, it's not that I don't want to be so invested in those experiences that I'm like forced to reincarnate, and I'm certainly not going to reproduce, but like, I don't want to say no to these things. If touching someone could help them feel better in their body, why wouldn't I? Look at those red eyes. A helicopter. It's the first, maybe the second plane I've seen in Mazatlan. Like, in LA, it's like you look up and there's a plane. The visibility is really good here. The ocean is beautiful. The sun is definitely getting to me a little, but oh, there's just a sadness. There's just a heaviness. There's a little pain and constriction. For me, it's in my left arm. I'd love to learn more about why that's happening, and I know exercise is good, so I probably need to go do that. Just take a little run along the beach, a few sprints. Will I do it? Storytelling about this place, will I do it? It's just such a rich, diverse, dual dimension, like yin and yang, harshness, devil, angel, saint, sinner. It's life, death, but it's all connected. It's all connected. I don't understand why you would reproduce. I don't get it. Like, it kind of makes me angry at God for instilling it in many faiths. Like, I guess I'm a little angry at God. I hate God. What am I saying? I hate evolution. It really pains me to see suffering. It really pains me. Like, okay, when we were at the market yesterday in Mazatlan, colorful. So many trinkets for sale, so many fruits, and then you walk by the like the death. It's warm, like it's humid, like my family is all sweating. The people who live here are a little more acclimated, they're not sweating as much, but I mean, it is hot and they're sweating, and the smell is really unpleasant. Like, I smell it and I allow the smell to happen and I don't react to it, but it is decisively unpleasant. It's like, yeah, you don't want to eat that. Whereas when you smell fruit, I will say papaya has a very unpleasant smell kind of vibe. So even in the fruit family, there is a little bit of, but I'm kind of like, oh, that does not smell good. I don't know. Like, surely papaya isn't bad for you. It's not poisonous. Asparagus also makes your pee smell. Like, there's just certain things I'm like, I have a sensitive smell palate, I guess. I don't know, y'all. Cannabis is not legal here. It's legal in LA. But it's been a few weeks since I've done it. Even in LA, just because my body seems to have an unpleasant reaction to it. But it makes me active, it makes me energetic, it makes me try things. As opposed to just sort of, but I guess somehow talking about this stuff and sharing is good for me. It helps me. And it's a very big topic. I just wish that there was a protective man. Like, I've met one or two. But I feel like I could enhance their life by being domestic, making bread, cleaning, probably still every now and then working at the schools until I get fired. I really don't think I really get fired for being honest with 7th graders about life. I'm really upset with the school system. I'm really disappointed with a lot of the things happening. But I'm not trying to attack teachers. I'm just trying to be a voice of reason. Not trying to disparage anybody. I really do think I would make a good leader because I'm just so here. And I don't want to keep good experiences from people, but I want us to be smart about them. Our ancestors don't have iPhones. Our ancestors don't have all this abundance. There's so much food. Surely we can find ways to be more considerate. Surely we can have less children. I want to take care of people. I want to help, and I'm trying, but it's like, I don't know. I would love sensible people to really just help me figure out how to integrate with all this. It seems to me a simple life. A calm, simple life. Still working on advancing things would be good. I would love everyone in the world. I know this might be narcissistic, but I would love everyone in the world to get a translation of this speech that makes sense to them. Just so that they can hear someone who's sort of like not trying to say, do this, do that. I want a protected man. I want a protected man. I do. I want a protected man. I want to keep trying to have good experiences in this realm. And they exist. I want that support. I want that help. But I don't have the means or the energy to fight. Like, my family tells me they're disappointed in me because I'm not contributing to society. I don't know what to do outside of keep trying to just be honest about what I'm experiencing. Not making it more or less, like just trying to be an accurate relayer of the fight. The good fight. I'm mixing metaphors. I understand. I'm crossing party lines. In some ways, I ostracize myself from every group. But maybe there's people that can form around me, or that are resonating. I ask for your help. I ask for your opportunities. I want to be involved with telling stories that shape, so I have to write them. I have to be diligent. I have to exercise. I think I'm in need of hydration and exercise, so I'm gonna do it. And I guess I have to keep trying. I don't know what other choice I have. So, here we are. Good morning.